Welcome to Real Estate Radio Live, an informative and engaging podcast discussing everything you need to know about the world of real estate. Your host, Joe Caccera, provides you with insight and guidance on how to buy, sell, finance, and invest in real estate. He also offers real estate tax management strategies, new construction advice, home improvement tips, and much, much more. And now, to guide you around the world of real estate, here's your host and Real Estate Radio Live team leader, Joe Caccera.
Welcome in, Joe Caccera with Real Estate Radio Live. Thank you for those that are following us on Facebook. We appreciate that as usual very much. We continue to grow the audience on our social media, and we certainly want to try to be able to get as many people to watch the show, listen to the show as we can. For almost 9 years now, hard to believe, but doing live radio and podcast now for Real Estate Radio Live. And we want to continue offering the consumer and help you make wise decisions in and around your real estate, whether it be, again, buying, selling, financing, construction, landscaping, plumbing, anything you have to do with real estate and your real estate in your home, whether it's your primary residence, a second home, maybe vacation homes, rental properties, anything. We want to help you with that information. We have some great guests and content around to support those efforts as well. We do this live feed on Facebook, which is great. Be sure to check out our YouTube page. That's YouTube. Go check out Real Estate Radio Live. If you haven't had a chance to download the podcast, you could type anywhere online. Just type in Real Estate Radio Live, and you can get the podcast just about anywhere, all the usual places, Apple, iTunes, Stitcher. Go to our website, anywhere, to get the podcast of Real Estate Radio Live. Today I want to do a show on the interest rates, and the reason why is that I just sent a couple of videos out this week. Rates are near record lows, and I want everybody to take advantage of this. So this is an alert out to the listeners of the show, the people that watch the show. Anytime something in the market happens special, I like to get it out and make sure that people take advantage of it. So I sent out several videos this week to the people I've worked with the last 20 years. There's a ton of activity. I'm already helping people saving thousands of dollars, hundreds of months, and sometimes thousands of dollars minimum each year, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 or more because rates. So whether you're purchasing a home right now or refinancing, give me a call and let's get this squared away for you. Let's get you into some of these record low interest rates. So this is a call to action for anyone that's watching the show, listening to the show right now. If you have a mortgage and your mortgage is over 4%, you should give me a call because the interest rates are less than 4% on 30-year money. In some cases, they're in the low to mid 3%, depending if you want an ARM or a 15-year fixed or something of that nature. Now, by what I say this, please keep in mind this has to do with having a good credit score. Your loan-to-value has something to do with it. You have to be able to qualify. So you have to have the basic factors in place to be able to exercise these record low interest rates. But I'd love people to take care of this and really take advantage of it right now. I've gotten at least 60 to 70 people over the last couple of weeks that have started to refinance because of this, and it keeps coming in. And I think it's important because we don't know if the rates are going to go any lower, number one. We're really close to the all-time record lows, very close. So take advantage of it. So again, this is for anyone that, if you're in the market for a purchase, give me a call. Check in, 408-838-9060. Check in, give me a call. Let's get you pre-approved. We have some of the lowest rates out there. And if we don't, we'll match what you're already doing. That's right. If you have something and you want to give me a call, we'll match it with it. We want to be able to prove that we could act on our service and take care of you guys, especially those loyal listeners and people who have been watching the show and listening to the show now for almost 9 years. We want to take good care of you. Just call in, email, tell me on your email or your call that you're a long-time listener of the podcast, and we'll make sure we'll match anything that's out there as a favor to you for being a loyal customer that have been following the show. So again, if you're making a purchase, if you're out there thinking about a purchase, give me a call, 408-838-9060. If you're thinking about a refinance, same thing, give me a call, 408-838-9060. Now, let's go through the options for refinance because this is really important. On a refinance, this should be one or several reasons why you should refinance right now. Number one, if your interest rate is 4% or more and you're going to hold this property long term, you should call me. That's the number one reason, okay? So that right there alone, you should give me a call if you're going to hold this loan or this property for long term and your rate is 4% or higher. Give me a call. Now, for those people that are thinking, Joe, this is great, I get a 4% or 4 1/8 or 4 1/4, which is a pretty good rate. But you're saying, Joe, gee, I just did this a month ago or 6 months ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It doesn't matter. What we could do is re-amortize your loan. And what I mean by that, we don't have to go backwards. So if you just did this 5 years ago and you're worried about going backwards, don't worry about it. We could do a 25-year fixed. We could do a 20-year fixed. We could do a 15-year fixed. We could do a 10-year fixed. So don't make the mistake and think, oh, I got to start over 30 years ago. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to start over. So that's the second really important thing to know. If you're listening to this and you think, I'd love to do it, Joe, but I did this 3 years ago, 5 years ago, don't worry. We could get you that loan amortized for 25 years so you're not going backwards. So that's really important because that makes a lot of sense. Some people don't want to go backwards. I don't blame them. It's not always the case. So that's number two. Keep that in mind. Now, if you're listening to this and it doesn't apply to you or you've already refinanced or you think, gosh, I'd love to give this to my coworkers, my family, my friends, pass this podcast along, pass my number, pass my contact information along. Remember, all they have to do is say that you're calling from the podcast, you're a longtime listener of the podcast, Real Estate Radio Live. That's all you have to say. And remember, we'll match every program, every rate that you have out there or beat it. But you have to call me and reference the fact that you're listening to Real Estate Radio Live and you've been a long-time listener. And actually, it doesn't matter if you just started listening this past week, we'll do that for you too. So it's really important. The reason I do this, I don't do shows like this a lot, but the reason that I thought it was important today is because rates are at all-time lows, or really close to all-time lows. And when this happens, when anything in the market significant happens, I really want people to take advantage and save money and put that money back in your pocket or back into your savings or back into your investment or back into your property instead of paying a lender. Take the time to do it. It's worthwhile. So that's one. That's two. So number three, another reason you should really consider refinancing, regardless of the rate on your first. If you have a home equity line second and you're holding a balance on it right now, now's a great time to consolidate those two loans, wrap them together, roll them together into one loan. The reason why, even if you have, let's just say you have a rate of 3.75 or 3.8 on your first, you did it 2 years ago, and you say, Joe, gosh, I don't want to touch that loan again. It's a great rate, but I got a $200,000 equity line. I would say, I could show you how that makes sense. I really can. And the reason why is this. On that home equity line, you're paying probably high 5, 6%, 6.5% interest only, minimum, on that equity line. And remember, that interest only payment's a fake payment. It's not a real payment. So you're paying probably 6.5 to 7% on a typical equity line. And unless you're going to aggressively pay that down the next couple of years, now's a great time to refinance and roll those two loans together. Here's the reason why. Even if you have a great rate on your first, that interest rate on the second is not going to get any better. Okay? So if you take two loans, let's say you have a loan for $300,000 on your first and $200,000 for your second. And the loan on your first is 3.875 and the loan on your second is, let's just call it 6%. Okay? On average, you take that and you're going to increase your average interest rate because of what you're paying on that $200,000 second. Now, if we take those loans and we combine them, we can keep you at 3.875 on all $500,000 of that money. You benefit, you save in the long run, the short term, right now. Again, even if you say, Joe, I just did this 5 years ago and I'm at 3.875, it doesn't matter. We could refinance the first and the second, consolidate them, get you a rate at the same rate, okay, and then go to a 25-year amortized loan so you don't have to go back to a 30-year loan. These things are simple. A lot of people in my industry don't know about them, but take advantage of these right now. So that's the third. So we have number one, anything at 4% higher, you should refinance. Number two, Don't worry about whether you got the loan 3, 5, 6, 10 years ago. We could reamortize that, and you don't have to go backwards. Number 3, this is for people that have a home equity line of second. It's time to consolidate and put those together. Okay? Eliminate that debt on the second home equity line. And, by the way, you can keep the equity line open if you want. Okay, number 4, another reason to refinance. This is to modify your loan to a different loan program or a different amortization schedule. What do I mean by that? Let's say you got a 30-year fixed and you've had it for 5, 10, 7 years or whatever. And you're thinking, gosh, I'd really like to accelerate the payoff on my house. What does a 15-year look like? What does a 20-year look like? What is a 25-year? What is a 20-15? What is a 10-year? We have 10-year amortized loans too. We've done a few of those. So if you want to accelerate the pay down on your loan, but more importantly, you want to make sure you're paying the cost of money's less, we could get you a lower interest rate on a 15-year or a 10-year. That way you could accelerate the pay down. So number 4 is for anyone that wants to change the program and reduce the overall interest you're going to pay on the life of your loan. That's the 4th reason you should refinance. And I have one more reason, primarily. There's probably a bunch more, but these are the top 5 reasons you should refinance. Number 5 is if you're thinking about cashing out, if now is a good time to add on, addition, remodel, take out some money to pay off student debt, take out some money to pay off credit card debt, take out some money to buy another property. Anything like that right now is a great time to do it too. And here's why. Because the interest rates are so low, you could take cash out, consolidate. Let's say your loan's $300,000 and you need $200,000. You could do a cash out refinance to $500,000. You end up with $200,000 in cash to do that remodel, that add-on. Maybe you want to buy another property. Maybe you want to build an accessory dwelling unit on your own property. Those are really popular right now. People are adding additional units on their property. That could be another way to reinvest in your property, in your home, by using that money. So those are the 5 reasons primarily that I would recommend that people act on a refinance and act on it right now. And again, I'll repeat this. Give me a call. Even if you have a rate or if someone's quoted you something, get that to me and we'll match it or beat it. And this is for the people that have been listening to Real Estate Radio Live, the loyal listeners. It doesn't matter if you started listening yesterday or for those people I'm grateful for that have been listening for the last 8.5, 9 years. Give me a call. If you forward this to a friend, coworker, family member, just be sure to tell them that, hey, this is a listener of Real Estate Radio Live. This is a person that asked me to forward the podcast, this information to your number. And then I'll give you the same deal. Again, 408-838-9060. That's the number to reach me if you want to refinance, if you want to take advantage of this offer right now. We're putting the offer out there. I'm putting the offer out there for those loyal listeners. We'll match or beat anything you have. And this is for a purchase. If you're looking to purchase a home, we could help you with that. If you're looking to refinance, I just discussed the 5 top reasons I think you should refinance. Pass this along to anybody. These are times that you won't regret that you went back and took care of this and took this opportunity. I could tell you I've been in this business for 20 plus years. I bought my first house in 1987. My interest rate was 12.5% on an adjustable interest rate. These interest rates, this cost of money is incredible right now. There's talk about inflation or recession next year, right? There's talks about this stuff, right? If any of this stuff comes true, there's a good chance it could develop or maybe materialize sometime next year. If that happens, rates could change. Lock yourself into something right now to fend off that potential issue. That would be the message today. Lock something in now so that you fend off any potential issue of any kind of recession or anything that might come up next year that we don't know about. There's a lot of things going on geopolitically. There's a lot of things going on globally in the marketplace. Rates are good right now. I tell people all the time, don't try to time the market, just like stocks. Don't try to time it. the timing is right now, and the timing, you should take advantage of it. A lot of people are. We're getting flooded, and that's good because we want to help as many people as possible. Before I sign off again today, this is a unique, special message. You don't hear podcasts and messages like this from me because we're not a program that really promotes something every day or on a regular basis. We educate and inform. But the reason I wanted to do this special podcast today, to throw this out there, is because I want as many of you as possible to save as much money as possible and put yourself in a position to succeed and win for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Okay? So that's what this is for. Please take advantage of it. Again, if you're watching this, listening to it, and if it doesn't apply to you, or if you think you could help others, forward the podcast or forward the information. Again, the way to contact me is 408-838-9060. You could always go to RERL-1659-Rates.com. Email me there. 408-838-9060. Or you could go to RERL-1659-Rates.com. And again, all you need to do is email or call me, text me, say that I heard that you're offering this special, and it's for the listeners or the followers of Real Estate Radio Live, and I'll automatically match or beat anything you have out there in the marketplace because of that. We don't do this all the time, but it's a special I'm putting on now, and I want to be able to offer it to all the loyal people that have followed the show. We get thousands and thousands of people that download this podcast every month, and I want to thank all of you that do that. Thank you. So if you're listening and you're one of those thousands of people that download the podcast each month and you listen and you give feedback from time to time and you get value from the show, I really appreciate that. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your listenership. Thank you for following the show. That means a lot to me. So as we sign off today, again, this is a special podcast specifically targeted to get the message out to anybody that's buying a home. Even if you're selling a home, you're going to have to go buy a home again. Remember, so we could help you with the purchase. So if you need purchase financing, we're going to match or beat anything out there. If you need to refinance, one of the 5 reasons I talked about earlier in the show, give me a call, check in, and we could either match or beat anything out there. We're going to run this special for at least this week, maybe next week, for those that are interested. 408-838-9060, 408-838-9060, or you could always go to RERL-1659-Rates.com. Thanks again for tuning in today, and take advantage of this special. Don't lose out on the money. Make sure you pass it along to any friends, family, coworkers, anyone that could benefit from getting a record low interest rate, whether you're purchasing a home or refinancing your home, a second home, a rental property, vacation property. It does not matter. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. Take care and have a great afternoon.
You've been listening to Real Estate Radio Live. For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Subscribe to our podcast. Discover more at RERadiolive.com.